Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Calf Kick Sports. This is your boy Jermaine Event. Happy New Year to everyone. We are fresh off of a great UFC fight night to begin the year. Mackenzie Dern got the job done, but today we are here to talk about UFC 311, headlined by Islam Makhachev defending his belt in a rematch against Arman Tsarukyan. All right, in the co-main event, all right, we have Merab Dvalishvili defending his championship against Umar Nurmagomedov. Now, on paper, I'd say this fight is pretty even, except it's somewhat even, but I think on paper, you'd have to give the nod to Islam. I think if you're a casual, you're automatically thinking, man, nobody can beat Islam Makhachev. You know what I'm saying? You don't think anyone in this modern era can beat Islam Makhachev. But, I was listening to Bedtime MMA. I love Bedtime MMA. You guys should follow that channel. But he mentioned that when's the last time Islam had to fight a fighter like this who's shorter than him with a longer reach. His reach for Arman Tsarukyan 72.5. He's got 2-inch reach advantage on the much taller, the 5'10", Islam Makhachev. Last time he fought a guy like that, he fought him twice, but the first time he gave him problems, Alexander Volkanovski. All right, shorter fighter with the longer reach. He gave him trouble. A lot of people argued that Alexander Volkanovski won that fight, ladies and gentlemen. So he's facing similar challenges in the height and in the reach. Are Arman and Volkanovski similar at all? Not at all, I would say. Two very different fighting styles. Arman wants to get you down to the ground. He wants to throw those elbows, but he's got great striking when he stands up. Don't get me wrong. I've been an Arman boy since he fought Islam the first time. I've argued with so many people online because they're like, why are you guys giving him praise for a loss? And it's like, if you don't give people praises for a great effort and a loss, then you're watching the wrong sport, is how I felt. So when I look at these stats here, yeah, it's pretty even here. Only thing I've seen that I thought was kind of shocking is that it seems like Arman has not, according to these stats, Arman has never attempted a submission in the UFC. He's yet to attempt a submission in the UFC, but it doesn't matter. He's here for the belt. He's doing a great job. Who is my pick for this fight? I think this fight's very even on paper. I think that both gentlemen have improved so vastly before this meeting. I think Islam Makhachev is going to get the job done. I don't see Arman being able to, I could see him possibly taking Islam down. Do I see him holding him there and landing a lot of those elbows? I think those scrambles are going to be wild. All right. I think Arman is great. And if Islam moves up sooner rather than later, like he's talking, then I definitely see that, pardon me, that Arman Tsarukyan could be champion at lightweight. I definitely think that, but I don't think he gets the job done at UFC 311. At UFC 311, I am rolling with Islam Makhachev. How do I think he gets the job done? Man, I don't know. I think he honestly might sub Arman. I think he's going to take Arman down and sub that dude no later than the second round. That's my prediction. In the co-main event, ladies and gents, moving on, we have Merab, the Machine. And I don't know why, dude. He's from the Russian area. Is Georgia? I think it's close to the area, right? It's European, but I was thinking Merab, the Machine, and Bert Kreischer, the Machine. He was recruited by the Russian mafia. Never mind. Merab defends his belt against Umar Nurmagomedov. Some say Umar is not deserving. He got this title fight because of his name value. I'm here to say he got this title fight because it is earned. He got it in blood. The performance he did that he showed against Corey Sandhagen was outstanding. All right. He looked phenomenal in that fight. And a lot of people would have said Corey Sandhagen is definitely a title contender. He's definitely of that caliber, you would say. He's in the top 5, all right, of best fighters in this division, and he made it look easy in there. There's not a lot that we've seen that would make anyone feel like Merab has advantages in the striking. He does not. Does Marab have advantages in the grappling? I think that's a question mark. When I watch Umar Nurmagomedov fight, yes, he can he can wrestle. He's Dagestani, but his main thing is kickboxing. His main focus is kickboxing. As someone who loves when the Dagestanis go in there and just wrestle and dominate their opponents in that way, I get frustrated watching someone like Umar or even Sheriff Putin. Oh, just wrestle. You're Dagestani. Use your wrestling. And when you look at the stats, obviously, I'm saying he doesn't use his wrestling. Marab averages about 6 takedown attempts per 15 minutes, right? While it says Umar averages about 4, which I don't think I see it, man. I don't see it. I feel like we're going to see whose game plan can work. Marab is not going to just stand in there and try to kickbox this guy. He's going to try to grapple him. And you guys might be like, nope, he's Dagestani. His wrestling is going to work. It's going to shut it down. But for how long? How exhausting is it? I think both of these men, if this goes 5 rounds, both of these men are going to be exhausted of all the scrambles, everything they're doing. Or maybe only one man will be exhausted. Maybe it's the guy who frustrates me. Like, why don't you use your wrestling more? Maybe it's that guy. Maybe it's that guy who's now defending in a way that he's never had. He's 18-0. It says Marab is 18-4. He's never lost. He looked phenomenal against Corey Sandhagen, but Corey Sandhagen is not UFC champion. Marab Dvalishvili is UFC champion, and for a reason, for a great reason. He's a great fighter. He's got gas tank out of this world. He is the machine. I am going with Marab, and still by decision, ladies and gents. That is my pick. Happy birthday, Marab. I know Umar looks like just a Terminator right now, but I'm rolling with Marab to just put this boy through something he's never been through before. I know the workouts with Habib are known to be tough, but this boy is going to be under duress. All right. I'm going Marab by either decision or 5th round TKO. Moving on, ladies and gents, the people's main event. We got Yuri Prochazka versus Jamal Sweet Dreams Hill. We finally get the matchup we've all wanted. Yuri Prochazka proclaimed he's coming. Jamal Hill responds, that's what she said. We've been waiting for this fight, ladies and gents, and we finally get it. We finally get the samurai versus the real nigga. And I don't know. I think this is pretty clear cut that Jamal Hill is going to beat Yuri Prochazka. All right. I think it's fun to watch Yuri Prochazka fight. He's a wild man in there, throwing you these crazy elbows and just coming from all these angles, just doing really unorthodox things in there. But I think Jamal Hill is just going to be the more disciplined fighter. He's just going to be better. He's going to be better than Yuri on the night. He throws more strikes per 15 minutes, or he lands more strikes per 15 minutes because, yeah, Yuri is so wild. I don't know. His style doesn't really dictate that. I think his style plays very poorly into how Jamal Hill approaches fights. Jamal Hill does not attempt takedowns. Yuri doesn't really attempt takedowns. He attempts less than 1 per 15 minutes. I think it's pretty easy that Jamal knocks out Yuri Prochazka. You got Tapology rolling with Prochazka. I mean, the hype is there. And I don't think Jamal Hill has done himself too many favors in the media recently to the fans. So, like, these people are not rolling with Jamal Hill. I'm rolling with Jamal Hill to win via knockout. Kevin Holland versus Rainier Derrida. I think Rainier is going to dominate this fight. He's a big boy. Kevin Holland is 6'3", skinny frame. I think we already found out he has no real business fighting at 185, especially not against top talent. We've seen that there's limitations there, especially against a good grappler, and that's what he's up against in this one. So I got Rainier Derrida just honestly just grapple fucking Kevin Holland to a victory. I don't think it's going to be close. I don't think it would make sense for him to want to stand with Kevin Holland. I think that would be a mistake. Just grapple that dude. And we've seen the deficiencies. He's not going to do well against a good grappler like Renier. I'm going Renier to finish that boy. If not, he's just going to grapple. He's going to be better. All right. He's going to be better everywhere. Some more fights on the card. Just going to give some shout outs. We're not going to go over it. Peyton Talbot fighting Tony Barcelos. That's going to be a marquee fight for me. I'm excited for that one. I want to see what Peyton Talbot looks like. He's been looking like a phenom. All right. If you guys are not hype on Peyton Talbot, you need to be. That boy is looking like a phenom. Jailton Almeida versus Sergey Spivak. I'm a big Sergey Spivak guy, and I think he gets dominated in this one. His defensive grappling is just not where I need it to be, ladies and gentlemen. It leaves much to be desired. I thought he was going to beat Tom Aspinall. I think they fought twice, and I thought both times he was going to beat Tom Aspinall. Honestly, he keeps letting me down. He keeps letting me down. Rinya Nakamura. Watashi wa Nihongo gadekimasu. I'm rolling with Rinya Nakamura to dominate. I got Rinya Nakamura to win this fight. Shout out to Rinya Nakamura. No, this is a good card. It's a good card, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky Tercios. Find freedom in your life. We got Ricky Tercios on the card, ladies and gents. It's going down. Grant Dawson, Diego Ferreira. That should be a good fight right there, ladies and gents. It's a good card, ladies and gentlemen. There we have some predictions for UFC 311. Ladies and gents, let me know any more fights you guys are excited for on the night. Let me know if you agree with me, disagree. Let us know in the comments, ladies and gents. Thank you guys once again for being here. Before we get out of here, I'm going to go over one more time. We're going to have Islam Makhachev by submission. We're going to have Merab Dvalishvili by submission, if not decision, or TKO. I'm leaning toward Merab getting the victory. I'm leaning toward Merab getting Umar tired and finishing the fight later on. He wasn't able to finish O'Malley, which I felt like he should have. Wasn't able to finish Jan. So let's go with Merab by decision. All right. And still for both champs. And we're rolling with Jamal Sweet Dreams Hill to put Yuri Prochazka in a slight coma. Slight coma. That's all we're talking about. Thank you guys for being here. Let us know what you think in the comments, and we will see you guys next time.